So Adrian, if you could stop checking your portfolio for just a minute, because yes, number is up and it's nice. It feels nice, except people are still cranky. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into like number up, everybody chill. But also there's a lot of cool things happening right now. So we need to dive into all the things. And we have author Dean Patrick coming on in just a bit to talk about his book, God Money, about his crypto journey, and really interesting. And we're going to give away an audiobook. So if you're a hyper sub holder or you're in our chat during this episode today, you'll be entered to win. But before all that, we're going to do a little intro and we'll be back in 40 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, July 14th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news plus a chat with Dean Patrick, author of God Money. I'm really excited to talk more with him about that. And also, life is good, number going up, new all-time highs every day, except ETH. But, ETH is in the all-time high waiting room. If you Bold keeps getting to reuse that cartoon over and over again. It's still in the waiting room, but it's okay. Also, I don't know if you noticed my background, Adrian. I don't know if you know what that is.
It looks
someone in the chat knows,
like,
I'm sure.
Love Island, because I've seen it before. The pink and blue. Was there a finale?
There was a finale last night. So
because I saw J4P went to a bar to watch the finale.
There
with
were
like
finale
people.
Watch parties. Yes, there were finale watch. Some of them were massive. I saw one from Vegas and I'm like, holy crap. It was like the whole giant pool area. So yeah, people were going a little crazy about the finale, like it was the freaking Super Bowl. Spoiler alert, the really annoying chick won, but that's okay. We knew that was going to happen.
So I don't watch the show. I don't watch the show. Have no idea who you're talking about, but I've seen enough reality TV. Don't the annoying people always win?
Usually. Yeah, usually. I mean, that's not unusual. But we do have some Farcaster news to dive into as well. So let's get into it. I just loved this cast from Anushka because it made me laugh, me to myself in Nanish Prof voice, GM Farcaster. So thanks, Anushka. Glad you're hearing my voice when you say GM. And this from Brad Q, 29 seconds of Farcaster. What did you miss this weekend? V announced a new Miniapps homepage focused on helping discover new mini apps that are trending and popular among your friends, which brought, you guessed it, mixed reviews. We're going to dive into that. Colin announced that Paragraph is launching coins to support writers, streamlined for simplicity and ease of support. I somehow missed that one, so we'll have to circle back to that. Amps was attacked yesterday. We are going to dive into this with 6,700 USDC drained from 112 wallets. The issue is fixed and money restored to the wallets. Era 1000 surpassed 100 million Bracky, $3,500 off his $200K $7 airdrop. Amazing. He's also on a tear building his Warplet to 2K, trading native FC tokens. Kind of a fun experiment there. Algo and engagement talk is growing with notable casts from Miguel Garest and Peachy and me. That's Brad Q. With lots of discussion. We'll get into that. Nice to see New P giving $200 to the science video contest and finding a home here. Better is on a tear of growth and support this week, coming off their first community airdrop and bringing on Burberry as chief fun officer. Shout out our friend Toady and NetNose, and also working on getting Burr to come on maybe sometime next week, chat about what exactly a chief fund officer does, as well as a little chat about the Farcaster middle class as well. So
cool.
So that's
we should get to Woofy. I feel like if we're having talks about chief fun officers, we should get to Woofy on as well, who is a former chief vibe officer or something.
Yeah, something like that. He's a good vibe officer. That is for sure. He knows how to keep the vibes and check them. He used to check them often. He doesn't check them as much anymore. Okay, here's the big news. This was from V, and it was quote casting Phil's cast. So an attacker compromised the AMPS contract 12 hours ago, stealing 6,700 USDC from 112 AMPS users. Phil and the AMPS team fixed the issue and refunded users. Horsefax and the Farcaster team have been assisting. Farcaster wallets are safe and unaffected. Who was affected? Users who gave AMPS an allowance to withdraw USDC from their wallet to purchase likes and recasts were affected. If you gave, just a note there, if you gave unlimited, if you were doing allowances each time, then I don't believe you're affected. Users who simply used AMPS to receive funds for their likes and recasts were unaffected. Users who do not use AMPS at all are also unaffected. What happened? The AMPS team will publish a detailed report soon. In short, their contract had a vulnerability and the attacker was able to withdraw USDC that the user had given AMPS permission to withdraw. Some users gave AMPS the permission to withdraw all USDC from their wallet, and the attacker was able to withdraw all USDC. Are Farcaster wallets unsafe? No, Farcaster wallets remain safe to use. The exploit is entirely within the AMPS contract, and the only affected users who explicitly gave AMPS permission to access their USDC. What should I do to be safe? Never give permissions to withdraw unlimited funds as a user, and never ask for these permissions as a dev. It is safer to ask users to transfer a fixed amount and top up as needed, which is what most of the apps that I've seen on here do, is that you kind of set a budget. For example, something like Noise, you have a budget that you're setting and you top up when you run out. So you're not doing this sort of unlimited type of thing. So lots of discussion about this. So there was also discussion about the way it was communicated, that some people didn't feel like the AMPS team took enough accountability. I can understand what, that may appear that way, but I didn't really feel like that was the case. But then I felt like they were responsive pretty quickly. They got it refunded quickly. I think they did, a pretty good job in response. But any thoughts there, Adrian?
I mean, I think a lot of the criticism wasn't about the reaction. It was what was not done to prevent it from happening.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's really hard. Listen, when a hack or exploit happens, like in the moment, Phil is doing nothing but addressing the immediate risk.
Right.
Too. So, what she did, right? It sounds like within minutes. I mean, measured in minutes, was able to kind of lock it down, refunded everybody's funds, and to be clear, there's no undo. I mean, right? That's like the the
kind of the point.
The feature and the bug.
The feature and the bug. Yep.
That's the feature and the bug. But he made everybody whole. Yeah. Posted a postmortem. So I think really the complaint is it's from people who've been around for years, and it's like we're still doing, like, oh, we're still doing this.
Yeah,
like there's still exploits. And it sounds like maybe it was a common, and I actually don't know, was his contracts not audited? Did he not go through like a full
I don't
audit?
know. I honestly don't know off the top of my head. And some people do not audit. Sorry, I said Brian, jump into my brain. Do not do full audits, because they're using existing contracts that have already been audited, and then they're, customizing them. But I really can't. I don't even want to speak to it because I have no idea. But it's not that uncommon, because audits can be incredibly expensive, like full scale because I've seen those price points for audits for DAO contracts for Nouns and Nouns Builder, and it is very pricey. So
you know what else can be expensive?
Yeah, this.
Hacks.
But it's way more than this. Way more than this.
Yeah.
So that becomes sometimes So
yeah. Is AMP still in beta?
I think so. I mean, I assume so. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, technically, I think so, but also I don't think they totally said not in beta.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's so cranky. I think it's just
So
I
much
think the
crankiness.
timing. I think the timing happened around the same time.
Everybody was already cranky.
Everybody's already cranky. Like it was a perfect storm of like I'm looking for someone to criticize.
Yeah.
Enter amps. So
the funny thing is, so Toady, I have a feeling Toady might have had the biggest loss there because he said something like 900 USDC. And he said, first of all, my bad he took, he's like, I shouldn't have done a unlimited allowance. But he said he didn't even realize until Phil reached out. So he's like, I better start paying more close attention to my Farcaster wallet because it's starting to have stuff in it. But yeah, and I went and checked. I'm like, which wallet do I have attached? Because I have a weird setup with amps where my funds don't go to my Farcaster wallet, but I can't remember. But I think when it goes out, it's from my Farcaster wallet. So I don't know.
Right.
I couldn't check because amps is down. So amps is down right now. They're checking everything before they put it back online. So just stay safe, people.
Yeah, every year crypto becomes more mainstream. I think we talk less and less about OPSEC and best practices. And I don't, when I leave my house and I bring my wallet with me, just kidding, I don't bring a wallet anymore. It's all it's all digital. It's all on my phone. But in the old days, when you'd bring your wallet, you wouldn't actually bring your entire life savings.
You don't put your whole life savings in your wallet.
Yeah. And when I open up my wallet to pay at the grocery store, I'm not taking out my gold bars either. Yeah.
Bars and hundreds. Which diamond would you like for me to pay for this milk? No.
So I think similarly, it's like you have to remember when it's like the warplet is super easy. It's integrated, but maybe you got to be careful about what you're putting in there and what you're playing with.
Oh.
And I think that's what people got upset about too. Oh yeah, is like the blaming users immediately too. It's like, well, this is what you get, this is what you get for authorizing. It just, you can't.
I think there's, I don't see them blaming. I liked the way V phrased it of like, probably don't give that unlimited, thing, but also devs shouldn't ask for it. So that was a good, I think, approach of like, yeah, we shouldn't do that, but also don't even ask. And I didn't realize Bert was affected, and he alerted him. Bert alerted Toady.
Thanks, Bert.
Bert to Toad. By the way, and I didn't grab anything about this today, but have you played Pet Rock Life yet? Just asking.
No.
Just asking before Bert does. You really should. It's kind of funny. Anyway, okay, moving on. Stay safe out there, people. New Miniapps Homepage. And I had an issue, but now I don't, and I'll tell you why. It's easier than ever to discover new apps or go back to your favorites. The homepage has shortcuts to your most recently used apps. We're going to tweak this algo a little bit, and the goal is to always show you apps that you want to get to. The homepage now has trending categories, so you can find the best games or social apps. It also has a popular section that shows you what your friends are using. Popular among friends was built in a privacy-preserving way. It will only show you friends if they have shared the app publicly. Otherwise, it will anonymize the data to 31 friends have used this. The page still has a few rough edges that we're going to fix over the next week. Shout out to Daniel. I'm just saying Daniel for this because I just can't with the name. So I was like a little thrown off by this, as were some other folks. So I was like, why can't I just get back to, because I have them in a certain order of things I use most, and I kind of liked that. And then I realized when you click on the word recent, that's exactly what you get. You get what your you get what your
It's all of yours.
it's yours the way you have them lined out, the way you had arranged them. So you just have to click on the recent button. It's just not obvious, but I started clicking around and I went, oh, it is here. Here it is. So I was like, why would they take that away? Because that was really useful. But it was also very disorganized. Like we wanted categories and we got this. So here we are. We have some categories, but the categories are not ours. Like I wanted folders of my own that I like. You know what I mean? Sort of the way you arrange your apps on your iPhone, where you can create, folders, tools, whatever, social. But instead we got this, which is, I'm adapting. I kind of like it now that I found my little button that I can get back to the way it was. So what do you think? Thoughts?
People have opinions. I like anything. Anything new sucks. That's the problem. Anything new sucks because you're used to finding things really quickly. So when you have to it's so I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay.
You change something for me, but I have to but that what I mean is I know every time something's new. So I can never tell, is something objectively a better design? And I just don't like it because I can't quickly find the app that I'm looking for because my memory is telling me, or is it actually worse? I don't I really like being able to find my apps quickly. They're showing us most recent. That's good, but it's only 4 of them, 5 of them. What if I have
No, it's a little
10?
more. You can slide and there's more, but it's still
too many clicks.
Yeah.
And then the pushing of the featured and the trending, it ends to be, it's emphasizing on discovery, not stuff I already know.
Right.
So my preference would be I'd rather scroll down a little bit and see all, I just don't want to click again.
I get it. So you would like after trending or whatever other things they do, just have all your apps the way you had them before.
Yeah.
And so you just scroll up.
I do like the recent. I like the idea of recent. So I can, obviously pull up the Farcaster very quickly.
I know. The other thing is they need a media category or news category. We'll take either, but we are nowhere in any of these categories. So that's just a side note. By the way, new quote for you from now on. Anything new sucks.
And to be fair, what I mean by that is not so much that I hate new things. It's people have trouble with new things.
Yes,
it's just
they do.
it's I don't make that up. That's
just I mean, nobody likes change. Nobody likes change. Nobody likes change.
And you're so that's and that's actually what I meant in the positive of don't ask for everyone's going to say they hate it. It's not an objective analysis of whether.
Yeah. They prefer a scroll to a click. So same thing you were just saying.
And a vertical scroll, not a horizontal scroll.
Interesting. Recent makes me not want to try new mini apps because it infects recent. Interesting. Okay.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Yeah. What do we learn from GM Farcaster? Anything new sucks. Yep. That's going to be the quote of the episode. Just letting you know right now.
We like new. I feel like I'm not.
By the way,
my point across. New is
they
good.
Thought your background with the rocks was because you were playing Pet Rock. So
yes, and I was to say, if anyone I will explain what my background is in due time, but happy to take guesses along the way. I also want to slide into Dan's DMs right now and tell him we need to one, figure out how to get on featured, and two, why is there no
media? There should be a media one. Media is fine.
I think
media
news
or news is better because you
Coinbase Wallet.
Coinbase Wallet has news. Yeah,
has news. I like news.
And also because we know we're one of few. So we like to dominate things. All right. And this was similar to that. Can we get Miniapp bookmark bar to return, please? Streaks are so much harder now. So yeah, same. I think it's going to take a little bit for people to adapt but give your feedback as well, because they do listen. This from V, the experiment didn't work out. Okay. So he was going to be recording Farcaster dev calls. I haven't been regular about recording my updates, and this has been frustrating for devs. My apologies for that, and we're going to do better going forward. Dev calls will happen again every other Thursday at 10 a.m. PT. The format remains the same, a quick overview from me and others on the team with time for open Q&A. Suggestions to improve this format are welcome. The next call will be on Thursday, the 17th. So this Thursday of July, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Please add this shared calendar if you want to join the dev calls. So there you go. I mean, at least not too long, 2 months, and he realized that it just wasn't working, and so went back to the old format. So not bad, worth an experiment.
Yeah, it's hard. Hey V, it's hard to be making videos consistently, isn't it?
It is hard, isn't it? Isn't it hard? Yeah, you know what's funny? I was thinking that same thing of like, it's so much easier to do something live than to find time to record it and put it out there. And we have found that to be very, very true in our experience. So,
And I don't know why, like I can't describe it, but I don't even
I
want to
know.
watch something recorded, but I want to watch live. So maybe it's just
I know.
in infinite content.
Don't say that, because a lot of people watch us on recorded
Love
places.
you.
So
We love
so
you.
don't
Thank you.
say that. Please don't take that advice, and
Well,
everything.
luckily we can edit. Luckily we'll edit this out.
Yeah.
So just the live people hear it.
I see Dean is in our green room. So let me flip through a few more things really fast, and let's bring him up here for a chat. This is from JC4P. I've been making apps since 2008, and I don't get some of the bugs in this app. Would truly be interested in learning how an app can have bugs like these. No shade. So hopefully, by the way, plot twist, it's the current meta if you're on Birdcaster. Rotate to Bugcaster. Anyway, there were a lot of bugs on the timeline. This is sort of a frustration that he's experiencing. So hopefully this brought a little bit more. There was also a cast from Dan asking for what's your most annoying bug. So people were dropping those there as well. Yeah. So hopefully these things get addressed shortly. Yeah. Also something to bring up at the dev call. This was interesting from our friend at JC4P. First 12 hours of a cast, how likely are you to get a like? Graph only shows 4 power users with similar follower accounts. Lifestyle content, me, which is JC4P, big crypto content and lifestyle content, and popular shit poster. So his analysis was, you can cast anything on a Sunday, but otherwise Monday mornings. So we'll see how it goes before it starts to disappear. And this relates to, and I don't think we're going to have time for this, but it relates to the conversation that's happening around the algo and people being a little grumpy about what the algo is showing and not showing. So yeah, there's a little bit more information on that. This was really fun. Patricia Lee, when I first started casting on Warpcast a couple months ago, I never imagined meeting anyone here in person. But early on, I met with Kristen in July, thanks to a cast about our favorite bakery. They opened my mind to the joy of URL to IRL friendships, a new experience for me personally. This broadened my perspective on community and serendipity here. Without that early experience, I would not have had this one, hanging out with the delightful aviation doctor while looking out at the port of Singapore. In a world where social networks divide people, I appreciate Farcaster for being a rare corner that genuinely connects us. I appreciate you all for being here. So that to me, for all the crankiness, and there's a lot, this to me has been the special thing about Farcaster, is making those connections that go outside of your computer. So still bullish on that. Yes, for sure. Few other things. We didn't really mention this. I wanted to shout this out. JC was mentioning Remix, formerly known as Farcade, just raised a 5 million seed round on top of their 1.75 million pre-seed. Participants include Variant, Coinbase Ventures, Lemscap, and a Zynga co-founder. It's not too late to start earning XP toward their upcoming airdrop. There's always been that on the table, but also congrats to the team. Like, great work, incredible how quickly this is all developed, and shout out to Farcade on the raise. Been amazing. Also, shout out to our friend Kazi, who was featured in Forbes. How do you get your project featured on Forbes? Thread.ai was featured because of the raw principles I share with founders every day. Put yourself in the room, be willing to make mistakes, value genuine connection with customers, lead with improved value without a shadow of a doubt. not going to read that last one. You guys can grab that. I presented my learnings from 5 years of trench warfare in the Valley of Sorrow, pivot, hell, and relentlessly fighting product entropy to 450 devs at a hackathon last weekend. So go give this a look, and congratulations for being featured in Forbes, Kazi. That's amazing. Also, Pump Fun raised 500 million in 10 minutes. Okay. So ICOs are back. We'll see what happens. More news later. Couple other quick things. Base is going to have a big week this week, including Coinbase. Coinbase, you can't tell from this particular picture because the new PFP is now gone. But for like a hot minute, there was a Pudgy Penguins PFP on this when Alex on Chain took over the account on Twitter. And this was from John Palmer, Party DAO. I do not want to see my financial institution doing cute millennial cringe on the timeline. This actually destroys brand equity for millions regular Coinbase customers outside of the like 10,000 Farcaster users who think it's cool. So this is on Twitter. It was ratioed hard. It's what else, like people were like, there was a lot of conversation happening. My only real big criticism on this, like you're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. You don't like penguins. That's okay. But what the heck did Farcaster have to do with this? It was on Twitter. Like, what did we do to you? So if you saw some comments around this, like you weren't quite sure what was going on and you were trying to figure out who the heck Dan was subcasting, there you go.
I was trying to figure that out.
There you go.
I DM'd Siege. I was like, hey, what did I miss? I don't know who he's talking about. This is a great signal for Farcaster. If someone is using, it's like if you're going to make fun of the 10,000 Farcaster users when we thought we only had 37. Like,
I know, right? That was most of our, by the way, that was most of our comments. Like, wow, we only thought there were 37 of us. So, hey,
look, Ma,
big
I made
news.
it.
Yeah, funny. And it was just such a random, like, I don't know why, but okay.
Newsflash, rage bait, engagement bait, engagement farming works. It did
does.
yesterday. It does today. It will tomorrow. Let's carry on.
Let's not lean in. But I just thought it was funny. I'm like, I don't know what the heck we have to do with this. Okay, this was really cute. So over the weekend, Afrochick said, slow Sunday, let's play Farcaster bingo. I have done 15 of 16 of these, including, by the way, watched GM Farcaster was on here. Thank you. We love that. I actually have 15 of 16 of these. I am just missing the created a mini app. And but there were a few people who are not missing that one because they immediately created a mini app for the bingo. And that was Mikado, and also Linda just posted this one too. So there's two of them. So we have, just like that from cute cast to Miniapps. That's the flow there. And it was pretty fast. By the way, what did you get on the bingo?
13 or 14 out of 16.
What were you missing?
I probably don't have a streak over 100 in a channel.
You do, but you just didn't do an actual streak. There's no way you didn't. Have you not posted every day?
Not in a channel. No.
Oh, okay.
And then and I haven't played Pet Rock Life.
You haven't played Pet Rock Life. That's it. And also, you know who Bird is though, so that's big.
Of course.
You have to go. So go knock those out.
I'm like,
here right now, you have achieved at least 2. All right, we are going to bring up our friend Dean Patrick, author Dean Patrick, to talk about his book, and it is actually on Alexandria Library. So let me just pull that up so I can show this before we bring him up.
Want to hear something funny before we bring Dean up?
Yeah.
Speaking of bingo, one of it was had a DC auto delete.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was prepping for our chat with Dean, and Amelie, who's the founder and CEO of Alexandria Books, sent us a prep sheet. She's like, here's Dean's background. Here's about the book. Great. So I was like, all right.
Because he was supposed to be on a while ago and we had to reschedule. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So exactly. He was supposed to come on last month. So I was like, I looked at it. It was in the DC yesterday. So I'm like, all right, I'll prep in the morning. And I go I go this morning and it's gone. It's
Auto
deleted.
delete.
Yeah,
Auto
30-day
delete.
auto delete.
Auto
Luckily,
delete.
Dean has a website, so I got to read all
Luckily,
about
he
him.
does have a website. And I do want to show you this, though, too. This is the Alexandria Books website where you can purchase these books as NFTs. You can get audiobooks, you can get regular books. By the way, there is the zine, the Farcaster Writing Hackathon, but you can also get Dean's book on here. Where is it? Why did I lose it? I just had it up there. Hold on. Which is, let me pull it up.
God Money.
God Money. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I have it. There we go. God Money. And you can either get it in either book form or NFT form. And if you're in the chat right now, you're going to be entered to win one of these. So very cool. And now let's bring up Dean to chat all about it. Welcome, author Dean Patrick, to GM Farcaster. It's great to have you here.
Hey guys, good to be here. I feel like I'm going to slow you guys down. I was enjoying the show. You have a great banter.
Thanks.
Is this, you guys get paid to do this? That's pretty cool.
Oh, sometimes. We do
like
have
a good gig.
sponsors. Yeah, we're starting to get there. Yeah, we do have sponsors. And so, but we do it for the love.
You do it for the
as
love
well.
too. I like that.
Yes,
Well,
we also
same for writing.
I don't know how many right now. Is it about 70? We also have 70-ish people in our
Hyper sub.
I should,
Yeah, something like that.
in our hyper
Gotcha.
sub. So
Like a
we've got
Patreon, an on-chain
yes,
Patreon. Yeah,
On-chain
our
Patreon.
VIP special people who love to support us directly, and we love them.
Love it. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
oh, this is interesting. Odd Job just said, I appreciate the non-Amazon option to purchase this audiobook. Yeah, very cool, right? It's fun to have these new options. And I know Alexandria Labs is really trying to, move forward in that way to make it more decentralized. They talked about people losing their Kindle, their Kindle books because recently where Amazon had removed a bunch. So it's good to have these options where you actually own it. So
yeah, and they're pumping them out. I mean, you had trouble finding my book because they've published about 50 of them since they did mine a month ago. So I used to be right at the top, but I got
I had it and I had it ready, and then I was like, where did it go? I can't find it now. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about, for those who don't know, talk about what is the book? What is it? Just give us a quick intro, and then we want to dive into some other questions.
Yeah, sure. So the book goes through, a large swath of my life, but focuses on the 2017, 2018 ICO mania, the first kind of retail focused bull market, where I was an undergrad at Stanford with a raging cocaine addiction, and dropped out to start a hedge fund, quote unquote hedge fund. There wasn't really any hedging. I was just buying ICOs and then trying to flip them, which was a common model, still is actually a common model, but was sort of invented in that time period where there would be a pre-sale, as everyone who was around then knows, and then you would just sell as soon as it listed on exchange and dump it on retail. Basically, looking back, was what we were doing. So that was kind of that period. I was also working at Consensus, was pretty early there, so I have some stories from that. And then coming out of that, going to rehab, kind of figuring out what really matters in life. And the story, I think, really encapsulates maybe a darker side of crypto, or the side of it that's very greed focused. I think, that was a lesson I had to learn, is kind of the, what actually matters, and how do you build real value in your life and in your relationships, and for your career. So there you go.
Yeah. And it's very, really an honest take on all this experience. So what drove you to put that all out there like that?
Well, initially, because the fund did very well initially, and then it didn't do very well. In 2018, I just doubled down and it crashed. So my story really tracked the broader market. And I initially started writing it as a way to kind of reclaim what happened and try to make it sound better than it really was. As I went through it, I realized that I actually had to be totally honest and embrace it if I was going to put this out there, because I couldn't put something out that was a lie. You know, I knew I had to write the truth, and I thought it would just be more compelling and valuable for people if they heard a story that wasn't just like this straight shot to success. Because there's so many books like that, which personally I get kind of bored of, you know. So
I appreciate the honesty on all of this, because it's a whole different. I don't think we've seen a lot of that. You
yeah,
usually see the whitewash version of it, like that. Makes it look pretty.
yeah.
So it's the everything, which is pretty cool. Adrian, I want to turn this over to you. Like, what question do you have for Dean?
Dean, your background, I read you're homeschooled
Yeah.
from upstate New
Can you
York.
tell?
Not
No, I'm
at
just
all.
joking.
Tell us. Yeah, so you grew up
Not at all.
homeschooled. I think you said you kind of thought you'd be a Christian missionary
Yeah. Yeah.
and found your
That's
way
a
to
big shift.
crypto.
Big
Yeah.
shift
You want to
from
just talk a little
Yeah.
bit about about your
Sure.
background.
Yeah, so that's a big part of
Uh,
the book, and that's partly the God portion of it, you know, quote unquote God, you know, the spirituality side of it. Um, Grew up in a Christian family, and I wanted to be a missionary until I was, you know, probably 13. And I had an older brother, 3 years older than me, who's kind of a prodigy, you know, brilliant, rational thinker, a bit on the spectrum. And he basically just walked me through all the logical fallacies of like Christianity as he saw them.
Oh,
And I was just
nice.
like, for whatever reason, I was just like, oh, damn, like he's totally right. And so I went like 180 and got into like all the atheists, like Sam Harris and Hitchens and Dawkins and all these guys. So I kind of, you know, did a complete 180 turn, and I became kind of an annoying atheist when I got to college. You know, I was like into Ayn Rand and Sam Harris, and I was just
Sounds
like,
like a religious
it,
atheist.
I was totally a religious
I
atheist, which, by the way, a lot of atheists are, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just
So
replaces.
it
that's
totally
funny.
replaces it, right? And yeah, and I also liked the fact that without Christianity, I felt like I could just explore, like basically just like having more pleasure in my life, like drinking, like having sex, without like being conscious of it or having to like feel bad about it. And that's when I got into cocaine as well. So that completed the church departure, I would say. Yeah.
When did you go to rehab?
2018. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been sober since?
Well, I had a couple slip
Or
ups,
clean?
but since 2020, yeah.
You should.
Yeah. So
That's
good
great.
5 years.
That's
Well,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
impressive.
Yeah.
Just from a kind of following your path, and it does seem like you're somewhat of an intellectual or seeker. I
Yeah.
read you went to Nepal
Yeah.
and
Yeah. So
met
that was,
with Sudu. I don't know who that
oh,
is. Should I?
oh, no. So, a
Oh,
sadhu. Yeah. Sadhu. It's just
Sadhu,
a generic term for like a holy
like a
person.
guru-y or
Kind of. Yeah.
monk.
So like, yeah, I mean, they're basically like, if they were in the US, we would call them homeless people. But in Nepal, they're they're spiritual for real, right? Like they're like people that just live on the street and, you know, smoke a lot of weed often, but they're also like deeply investigative spiritual seekers. And one of the guys I met was living on $500 a year, um, and was just basically spending half of that on weed, and had these incredible spiritual mystical experiences that he shared with me. And I was blown away because I was like, first of all, there's no model really for that in the US or in the Western world, right? If somebody smoked weed all day and, you know, slept on the street, we would not think of them as somebody to be emulated necessarily. But in Nepal, there's actually a tremendous amount of respect, at
Hmm.
least, you know, where I was. And he got, you know, discounts on and shops, and, you know, was people
Hmm.
came to him for advice. Sort of interesting. So that was part of the switch of like what a successful life looks like in my head, right? Here's somebody who's so radically different from like the penthouse person, right, in
Right.
Manhattan, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's
different. Yeah,
interesting.
like a
Our cult,
princess
yeah,
Iman. Yeah.
we don't celebrate poverty in the U.S.
No, we don't.
Like only billionaires and ketamine, not
Yeah,
poverty and weed.
those are good. That's good too, but you can have both.
All right. So how
And
did
what
you
are you
get
doing
from?
now?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Dean, what are you up to now?
Well, I'm trying to make it as a writer, actually. I have a second book I'm working on, and doing some freelance writing as well. But yeah, I'm trying to make it work. So yeah,
Are you
here I am.
still doing anything in crypto, like actively, or kind of removed
Um,
yourself from the space? Was it, something you needed to kind of push back on for sobriety's sake?
yeah, I mean, I went back and forth, right? I mean, last year I was helping run an accelerator, crypto accelerator. And so I've kind of had periods where I'm all in and then periods where I take a step back. And right now I'm going to take a step back period. Although looking at the price chart, it might be a good idea to get back in, but we're over 120K. So
What do you think from your crypto journey and the ICO and everything? What were some of your biggest learnings related to crypto specifically from that experience?
related to crypto specifically.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, initially, like many people, I was idealistic coming in, right? Like I had a professor who was the CTO of Stellar. He had helped create
Mhm.
Stellar. And so that was my first introduction, even before I knew about Ethereum. Um, and Stellar at the time was like this nonprofit helping people in Africa send cheaper remittances. And I was like, man, that's the coolest thing ever, right? So that was my introduction to crypto. And as I went deeper, I started to get more into the profit seeking side of it, right? And, I participated in that with the fund. And I think, yeah, like I had this hugely cynical view of it right after that, that I think was like too extreme. I had kind of written off the whole industry as just this basket case of like greed and profit seeking, which isn't fair either. But I was just in that world, and I'd been around people who were as bad or much worse than me, right? Just like completely taking advantage of people, breaking the law, launching, tokens that they had no intention of actually developing on top of. And so that was a deeply disillusioning experience. But I think balanced out with my initial idealistic introduction to crypto is probably a fairer picture of the space, right? It's not all good, it's not all bad. There's, both.
I think we've all gone through a little bit of that at some point or another, right? You
Yeah.
you see, I think most people who come into crypto, and at least early
Yeah.
on, you came in at like 2017 era or before, or even 2019 and before. You definitely probably came in with some idealistic reasons, or something interested you about the idea of a new internet and that kind of thing, and whatever, grasping onto something. And then you start to see the other sides of it. I think if you get 2020 and beyond, that's when I feel like the greed aspects really took hold. And
Mm.
it may vary. There are a lot of people who come in because they see an opportunity to make money. That's not a bad thing. But I think you have to balance those two things, because it can get just overwhelming. And you see people make a lot of bad decisions because of the greed motives, or
Yeah.
market
Yeah, it was
motives.
interesting because I was at Consensus too at the time, and Consensus in 2017 was a very, very idealistic place. It was
Mm,
really cool, honestly. Like,
yeah,
Joe Lubin was putting, basically if you had any sort of reasonable idea or unreasonable idea, honestly, you would get 200,000 bucks, like no questions asked, to
well,
build out, a prototype. And some of the ideas were just like, let's end world hunger, right? Like literally you'd see that on a slide deck. Which again, like that's a beautiful impulse. And like, I understand why people want to solve world hunger, but it was very ungrounded in any sort of practical,
in
you know,
reality.
in reality
Yeah,
because we had seen, ETH go up from 10 to $500 in 4 months. And we thought it was going to keep going at that trajectory. Like there was going to be infinite money, which for some people that actually kind of worked out that way.
yeah,
But for most people, no. Yeah.
yeah. It depends on how early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe ended
yeah.
up pretty good, but yeah.
Most people at some point, took a loss, but
Yeah.
there are those who got that $12 ETH and hung on
Yeah.
long
Didn't
enough
buy
to see it.
cocaine with it.
Exactly. There you go. Same thing with the Bitcoin miners who are in high school mining Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
If they didn't spend it
Rob,
on
I'm thinking
Silk Road,
about
I still have it.
thinking about your Girl Scout cookies, your
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the
Spending the
wasted ETH on
never
cook is
wasted,
not
never
good.
wasted at all. It was degen. So what she's referring to is my Bitcoin pizza moment where
Yeah.
I bought degen. I used degen, which is a token that's really popular on Farcaster. That was part of an airdrop, and to buy 6 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, and I bought 90,000 degen, which today is, I don't even know what it is right now, like what that would be, but at the high point, it was about $2,800. So I spent, like, I think at one point I figured out, like, the most expensive cookies, they were like $28 each for each Thin Mint, something like that, something crazy like that. But I was like, totally worth it. I'm like, this was my Bitcoin pizza moment. I have this story to tell forever. I knew it in the moment that I was wasting, some money. Like, I knew it, but it's okay. All right. Adrian, what else did you want to tackle here before we
Dean, how do we get you more active on Farcaster?
Yes.
You have the honor of being the least active,
Yes.
least followed guest we've ever had.
Ever.
Because we are not a crypto podcast. We are a Farcaster
That's right.
live stream news show. And we love
I remember
on-chain
looking
publishing.
at when he was supposed to come on before. At least now he has a cast. There's one cast. There's at least one cast. But when
we love
when I
Amelie
first
and
went
we
to look
love
at you, I'm like, there's
publishing.
no cast.
Well, I remember.
How do we get you more active? That's my
Well,
question.
I had posted something on Substack that did super well, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to copy paste this for Farcaster. 0 likes. Like I got like
we gotta get you some
5,000 on
followers.
I know I got to get some followers.
You gotta get some followers because you're not showing up in the algo.
But
So that's the problem.
that was my 2017 ICO moment on Farcaster. I was very disillusioned after that experience.
We understand.
No, I need to get back on.
You should have hit us up. I should have.
Yeah.
Love. But I just noticed it today.
Well, you guys mentioned me in some promo, and I did get a couple followers off that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody go follow Dean Pat.
We're kingmakers. You have 9 followers. You're welcome.
9
you
followers.
Anointed me.
You're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Musk on X.
It would be cool if you we should reach out to Phil and see maybe you can do an AMA in the books channel or something like that. Would be very cool.
Sure.
He's done a few of those with different authors, and it's all just text-based AMA, and it might be a good way to get you to connect with more folks on Farcaster for sure. He's double digits now. Maybe you got
that's
10.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Just some advice though, if for you or anyone listening who's new to Farcaster, if you want to, your first cast, if you're expecting engagement and you're not going to get it right away, it's a little bit of I'd say, a hazing we do. It's to filter out people we don't want on the network. It's like you need to have a little bit of pain of screaming to the void. And if you can get past that hurdle, then we welcome you with open arms.
Bert has a question. How does Dean feel about dogs? It's a prereq for a follow. Are you a dog person? Do you like dogs?
This isn't a crypto jargon thing that I just missed.
No, actual dogs.
Bert is a dog.
I love dogs. My family dog Teddy unfortunately just passed away last month, so I'm in a period of mourning. But I do love dogs.
Bert. Go follow Bert Wurst on Farcaster. It will bring you joy. It will bring you smiles. So he's an actual dog that is on Farcaster and often finds himself at the top of the leaderboard. Yes, not kidding. So check your follows because Bert just followed you. But very enjoyable content. Nice. Very enjoyable, wholesome Christian rap content. It's the Christian rap social network. Okay, Adrian, what did we miss? What didn't we chat about?
I don't. I can wrap up with a few lightning round questions.
Yes, let's do it.
If you're up for it, Dean. So
Absolutely.
We ask a handful of questions to all our guests. The only requirement is you don't think. You just have to answer.
Oh, I have to just say it right away. Okay.
Yep.
One's a little longer.
Yeah, actually, the first one is the longest one because
you might
have heard us talk about this earlier. But we talk a lot about the URL to IRL pipeline on Farcaster, which is people are meeting
Mm.
on a social network first and then later becoming meeting in real life. And we always say that's kind of what makes Farcaster special. So I'm curious, when did you, assuming you have, make your first internet friend? So someone you met online before meeting in real life.
When did I do that? Oh, I was probably 10 years old.
He was probably, I was going to say, he's probably a youngin.
Facebook, yeah, Facebook, I think. Yeah, Facebook, I would just hit up random people, which, looking back is probably kind of dangerous, but worked out for the best. Worked out. It was somebody around my age in my neighborhood, I think. Yeah. I think it was Charlie or something like that.
That's funny.
Where's
Yeah.
Charlie today?
Charlie,
I
where
don't
are
know.
you?
I got to follow
Where are
up.
you, Charlie?
Yeah.
Charlie.
Actually, I think I remember. I
Um,
think he beat me up actually one. I'm trying.
Oh, well, that might be. Yeah, that might have been the end of the IRL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's what-
All right, moving on. Morning person or night owl?
night owl.
What is your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
Ebook or physical?
Physical. 100%.
What is the next country you want to visit?
Oh gosh. Mexico.
Concert or sporting event?
Concert.
So this is a question I ask everyone. I'm going to have to adapt it for you because the question is, if you were to write a book, what would it be about? So I will change this to, if you are writing your second book, what will it be about?
There you go.
It's a coming of age novel.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
fiction.
So
Very
fiction.
early.
All right.
Yeah, it's based on my life, but it's
It's
fiction, so my family doesn't get mad at me, which they did for this first book. So
Yeah.
And God Money is a memoir.
Memoir.
It's
yeah,
fully, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I changed people's names if they're
but
didn't get permission, but other than that, yeah.
what is your biggest fear right now?
Dying.
Camping or hotel?
Camping.
Football or soccer?
Football. Yeah. I'm American.
Trick question, but yes.
Yeah.
Trick question. Yeah.
The Europeans also answer football.
That's right.
But-
Yeah.
They mean something different.
Okay. You won't know what this means, but you can answer it. When you eat a kiwi,
And then we'll
do you eat it
explain.
with the skin on or off?
Skin off? Isn't the skin gross? Does anyone eat it with the skin on?
This is the
Yes.
question.
Somebody
Some
on
people do.
this-
Some
somebody
people
here
eat it
does?
like an apple. It's a thing. We don't
Yeah.
Is
understand.
that you, Adrian? Do you eat it with the skin on?
Golden
Oh.
kiwis, yes, but not. Yeah,
Golden
Okay.
kiwis.
golden kiwi. You can.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dean. What is the last thing you bought with crypto?
Probably a book on Alexandria, actually. Good plug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome. And I want to pull this up. This is your website with all the info. You can learn more about God Money, lost and found in the crypto wilderness.
And it is also on Amazon for,
Yeah, if you
people
want the
that still
hard
use that.
copy. Yep. If you
Yeah.
want the non-digital, want to feel it in your hand, it is on Amazon. You can find everything here. Substack, your Substack link is there that we were
Mhm.
just talking about. And then also we are going to be giving away one of the audiobooks. So if you're in our chat, we're going to grab your names. Make sure we have your Farcaster name if you're in the chat. And we're going to give one of these away. So very exciting.
Yes. And if you're
And-
watching and you
Yeah.
and you want to be entered, get in the chat.
Get in the chat.
That's get in the chat.
Get in the chat right now, quick. So thank you so much for popping by. We've appreciated having you here. Adrian, we do have a few more Farcaster news things that I wanted to jump into really quick. If you've got
Yes.
time, if you got a few minutes, but we'll let Dean go so he doesn't have to listen to us ramble. But I appreciate you
guys.
being here. This has been so interesting, and we'll tag you when we do this little giveaway. And also, I'm going to reach out to Phil and just see. I think an AMA with you would be really cool. So we'll see if we can
Awesome.
make that
Yeah.
happen.
Thanks, guys. You guys are a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I appreciate you having
Thank
me.
you. We appreciate having you
Thanks,
here.
Dean.
We'll see you later.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Bye bye. All right. We have a few more things we didn't get to. And the one big thing that we didn't get to that we just really need to get to is hold on.
By the way, did everyone figure out what my background is?
No, we have no idea still. What is it?
It's from the homepage of Dean's website. You had it on the screen.
I had it on the screen. I didn't even realize.
It's rocks in the
Oh my
shape of a
God.
bee for like it's a
Yep.
anyway. Yeah.
I'm dumb.
It's
I'm dumb. Hold on. I'm done. It's right there.
oh,
There you
it's
go.
not a shape of a bee. It's a dollar sign.
It's a dollar
I thought that
sign.
was-
You thought
I
it was
just see
Bitcoin. Yeah, you
yes,
just saw Bitcoin.
I just see Bitcoin everywhere.
She just sees Bitcoin everywhere. No, it's not.
But yeah, that's my background. It's not Pet Rock Game, but it could be.
But it could be. It could be Pet Rock Life. See, they're a little obsessed. You have to understand. But also it is kind of fun. So you should go check it out. And it doesn't take long. You can literally do like 1 minute of Pet Rock Life and be happy. But we need to show Warpy. Okay, Warpy has a new situation going on.
It's
Let's see if we
me,
can get this playing.
Warpy. Mark your calendars for another exciting week of GM Farcaster. We have shows on Monday and Wednesday, plus live trivia on Wednesday too. Should be a great week ahead.
Okay, and one correction to Warpy is that we are going to have something Friday, but it's going to be me learning to vibe code with Linda. But let's talk about Warpy.
Did I put that? I might have put it on the schedule in text, but I think I just like ran out of. I had it in the initial script when it's an AI video. Go if you can't figure that out. But I might have had it, but it kept getting cut off, and I think it was like I didn't have enough credits to make a longer video or something.
Okay. I imagine the voice much lower. You thought it was going to be a monster. You thought you were thinking monster Warpy. Yeah, this is happy Warpy. That's funny. That's really funny. So explain what you're doing with Warpy and what's happening here. What are we doing?
Okay.
Kaiser,
what's going on?
It's me, Warpy.
Oops.
Want to know what you missed on Farcaster today?
Is that a better voice?
Yeah, that's a good voice. That's a deeper voice. Somebody might appreciate that.
GM Farcaster, it's me, Warpy.
Farcaster.
Want to know what you
Farcaster.
missed on Farcaster?
Okay. Newsflash.
Alpha.
Farcaster is leaning into video. Vertical video, short form video. I have been experimenting and playing around with video creation. Obviously, you may or may not have seen more clips from our show from being sent from the GM Farcaster account. Warpy is our AI bot. It's our AI assistant, formerly known as GMFC 101. You can tag it and ask it questions. It has access to all of our transcripts. It will recommend shows to you. It will answer questions. He's super friendly. I'm trying to give him a personality. Anyway, I wanted to play around with a lot of these new AI video generation tools and try to bring Warpy to life. So turning Warpy from just a little AI assistant into something more three-dimensional. I'm going to, Jason, I see you in the comments. I hear you. I'm with you. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. He just goes, there's enough short form video heavy platforms already.
We know.
That's a whole other thing. Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to start making, where I want to figure out if I can animate Warpy to get Warpy to start making more content so I don't have to do it. That's all.
And apparently he's also working out. So there you go.
Because King recasted
thirst traps.
Warpy as a thirst trap. So I tried to turn Warpy into a thirst trap, but
that's funny.
It doesn't really work.
Very funny. Okay, we've got a few other things that I want to just hit on really quick. Some quick hits. This is from Yasik. GM Degens, we're dropping our new Degen mini app tomorrow. Poland AM. Tip with like straight from your wallet. It fully works with Coinbase TBA wallet. A fun twist coming soon. Big week for Farcaster and Coinbase. Let's go, Jesse. We're going to see a lot of stuff this week. There's a lot of things I think people have been working on with Miniapps in preparation for the new Coinbase wallet relaunch. And I think you're going to see a lot of different teams. And there's even quite a few that are going to be out at the event in LA, like the Farcade team. Remix team is going to be there. Noise team is going to be there. A few others. And for some bizarre reason that nobody can understand, Gary Vee is going to be there. Okay. I have a feeling I know why. I have a feeling I know what's coming next. But anyway, so this is going to be a really fun week. I do have to say, I don't know how much time you're spending on the Coinbase app, but I will say in regards to what we were just talking about with video, which is leading to crankiness on the timeline, when you go into the Coinbase wallet beta, if you have beta right now, or it is very interesting the way they have it set up, where you have a feed that is the normal text-based feed, and then you have a separate video feed that feels like TikTok. And I feel like that's a great compromise for me, because you don't ever have to look at that video feed if that is not your thing. Right now, all of that, when you're in the Farcaster app, is all squished together. So this to me feels very good. I had some feedback for the team regarding what I was seeing in there, because it was feeling like I was getting a lot of old content, not newer. I was missing a lot of people. And I will say this, I had 4 responses from the team, including Jesse Chintan and 2 other team members, within like 30 minutes. Not even, I don't even think it was, probably 10 minutes. And they were all like, oh yeah, we're working on that algo. We know exactly what you mean. So it was really interesting to hear them they are listening. So if you're doing any feedback, if you're in the Coinbase Wallet app, especially right now this week, throw some feedback at them if it's useful. Don't just whine, but something useful. please do that, because that's good. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. I don't know Easy and Crypto. It might be too late because they're about to go live with the new one. So it might be too late for the beta. But Aneri is the one who was doing that for a while and letting people in, but they might have capped it already. It's possible, especially where they're getting so close to the big event, which will be on Wednesday. And then we will have Jesse on next Monday on the 21st, and we'll talk all about this and break it down, and we'll get your questions to him. All right, a few more things. This from our friend Chris, co-created Mini Mint. So launching Mini Mint app in contest. Create and mint your NFT in minutes, regardless of experience level. Experienced users have full control. Current tools are too complex or fees too high. Mini Mint solved this for newcomers, artists, and degens alike for just 2% fees. To celebrate, we're running a paid contest. Mint your NFT with Mini Mint. Quotecast this launchcast with your NFT, and then there's 3 different prizes, and I'll be tipping Degen for all entries. Well, I think that's over, but so this was by yesterday, unfortunately. So we did miss the contest, but go check out the Mini Mint app, because we all know that there's been some lack of being able to mint NFTs now, where the Zoras change over. So this is a great new option, especially to be able to do it right on the timeline. So very cool. Okay, we're going to talk about the crankiness real quick. This is from Nikki Sapp. I was a QDAO initiate. I had the power badge. Bet you're too young to even remember. Minted every release NFT, hustled for single-digit likes. You ever build rapport with an auto-follow cabal organically? Didn't think so. I narrowcasted into channels you've never heard of. Dropped frames no one used. No one. And warps, I earn more than you've seen in your whole life, only for them to be deprecated into dust. You sign up, post a selfie, and hit the leaderboard. It's too late for me, but maybe someday you'll understand. Thought this was a funny approach to this, and also yours. What's going on with my Farcast hymns, and in some cases, Farcasters? They're all fighting over what type of content is appropriate for Farcaster and what the definition of a thirst trap is, but we are one perfect decentralized network, and attention seekers and engagement farmers are trying to police what type of content people should post, when the real enemies are the corporate walled gardens of Web 2 with their obscene take rates, and not the beautiful blockchain networks where freedom prevails and where we all get paid for casting bangers. Way too short, but funny. Okay, so what this is all coming down to is challenges with the timeline, with the algo, folks not liking the way the new people who are coming on have such a boost and feeling like they're not being seen and heard from the team or from others. So it's complicated though. It's a little complicated, but I did like this from GMO, which I think is an interesting perspective. Sometimes on Farcaster, it feels like you're part of the experiment, and other times it feels like you are the experiment. Starting to feel a bit more like the latter recently. So, Adrian, thoughts on all of this?
No, I have no thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Well, Peachy had thoughts. I'm not going to read it. It is very long, but
of course I have
you can
thoughts.
also take a look at
But
this.
yeah, of course I have thoughts. But I also like this too will pass. Like the vibes are really strange, and
Yes.
I think for a lot of reasons, like, and that's the thing is all these like crankiness. It's not about one specific thing. You notice, like, it's lots of things. So, not so. I think my thoughts are like, yeah, things feel off, but it's like this too shall pass, and
and I think there's some really good quality discussion happening around this that is useful. And then I think there's also some, bitching and moaning and whining. So for those who are doing some high quality discussion around this that you might want to take a look at, this is Peachy's, the algo's just not that into you, kind of diving into the changes from the feed and what's happening regarding the algo. We also have Brad Q talking about the Farcaster middle class, which is very interesting, prompted by Miguel Garest casting about the need for a full reset of engagement power for all accounts, and kind of speaking to like those who have higher following counts and lower FIDs have more, like their likes are worth more. I don't know that that's still true, but I'm not sure how it's working. And I think that's the other issue, is that there's not as much transparency around the algo by design, because the more you release about the algorithm, the more people try to game it. So I think there's a balance they're trying to figure out of like letting people know how this is working while not allowing for more people to game the system.
Right.
So
Directionally, it's like
tricky.
you need to be transparent because people don't trust you if everything's in a black box, and but if you're too transparent, it gets gamed. I think the best thing is, as more clients come online, we'll actually be able to have a marketplace of algorithms, and for the first time, you'll be able to kind of see how different algos work, which ones you like, and you'll have freedom to move around. And I think that's great.
And I think and I find that I haven't tried, I still need to get on Zapper. I still need to get on Uno, but I want to keep trying to get out of my habit and use the other things like CB Wallet, all those things, because you do see different content because the algos do work differently. So I do like that I was seeing different people when I go in different perspectives when I go into the Coinbase wallet one. So I think there's value to that too, of being able to see different approaches and find what works for you.
Yeah.
But also just keep, mixing it up a little bit, trying things that are different when your feed feels stale. All right. So we'll have those links in the show notes. You can go to give those a read and comment what you would like. Did want to mention our weekly newsletter. It's a weekly recap on Paragraph, and you can now find all of this there. And also Paragraph every Paragraph publication has an LLMS TXT. Ask LLMs to query it to get information about your writing, which was interesting because you had said, I was thinking about how I wanted to train an AI in all my writing across the internet, but Colin is one step ahead as always. So that is pretty cool. So if you're writing on paragraph, new approach. And then I missed the thing about coins. I saw Brad mention it in the 29 Seconds of Farcaster news, but we'll have to dive into that another time. So, but very
Just assume everything is going to be a coin.
everything
It's
is.
not even news anymore. Everything's a coin.
Everything is. Also, we did just drop, for some reason, I forgot to drop this on pods. I think there was a reason. I think I was having trouble doing it or something, and that was why, and then I forgot about it. So I dropped it last night. So the this was the talk from Jesse at FarCon about bringing social to Coinbase Wallet. And it also has an interview with him in our podcast studio at FarCon before his talk. And then after, we chat with Chintan from the head of product for, or the head engineer for Coinbase Wallet. So check that out. And if you want to collect this episode, you can get 80% back in DGen. So there you go. And I think that was everything. We also have trivia on Wednesday. Go register if you still can. That one's getting a little crazy. I think there's like 2,000 people registered to play or something. I don't think we'll have that many people playing, but holy cow, that's the biggest registration we've had. It is going to be movie trivia, so get ready. And you are going to be off the rest of this week.
Yes.
A little travel.
I'm doing a little road trip
travel.
/ college tour with
Fun.
one of my kids. And yeah, I'll see you on the timeline, but not on the stream.
But not on the stream. And I will be back on Wednesday, and I'll be back home in my regular studio and not in the Cape Cod B&B vibe. So I'm excited to be back home for that. I feel like I didn't get enough done up here. Like there was a lot more I wanted to do. That's always the challenge of like, I don't want to be here any longer than I am, but also there was a bunch of stuff I didn't get to do. And I will have Rachel Wilkins on as a co-host on Wednesday. So we'll be talking about, obviously, that's going to be the big, a new day one, Coinbase, Coinbase Wallet, revamp, announcements, big event happening in LA. It will be streaming later that day, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then we'll also chat a little bit about Good News Studio, what Rachel's been up to. So, and then Friday, we do not have a show. But at 2 p.m. Eastern, I am going to attempt to vibe code a mini app. And the one thing I can guarantee you, it will be hilarious. That is the one thing.
You're going to learn a lot. It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
I am scared. And also I have 5 million ideas. And then I'm like, I keep throwing them at Linda and she's like, well, it sounds hard. I'm like, yeah, okay, too ambitious. Like, okay, how about this? I just keep going. How about this one? So we'll see. I keep going in a million different directions, but we'll see how this works out. But I guarantee you it will be funny and maybe you'll learn something also. All right. That's it. Odd job. I also thought that, but then that DJ was coming out with a client, but I think he may have pivoted to a mini app because that's what it felt like from that announcement, but I could be wrong. Because he said mini app in that announcement that we just showed. But I thought he was also doing a client. So I'm not sure if this is in addition to or replacing. So we'll find out tomorrow. Oh, Miniapp is separate. Okay. Miniapp is separate and it's coming out in September. Got it. Thank you, Jason, 420. Appreciate you. Also, one last note. If you're in the chat and your name is not exactly the same as your Farcaster name, drop us your name like right now so that we can grab you. We're going to do a giveaway of Dean Patrick's book. And we also like to give a shout out. Aha. Thank you, Ice Toad. I would not have remembered that was you. So we want to make sure we give you a shout out and also put you in for our little raffle. And that is it. Anything else, Adrian, that I may have forgotten? I think that's everything.
I mean, it's been an hour and 15 minutes.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Yeah. I just wanted to, I knew this is the only time we're talking this week. So I wanted to make sure we didn't get to those last few things.
Bitcoin all-time high day, I think. Did we cover that?
It is Bitcoin all-time high over and over and over again. It keeps just hitting new all-time highs. Very exciting. I think it hit, I think it was 121 or 123. Somebody said 123 maybe. Hit the big. We know who you are, yes to crypto. We know who you are. Yeah, so congratulations, to all who celebrate Bitcoin all-time high. Shout out Michael Saylor and my mom.
Explain to me how vibes are down. Explain to me why everyone's cranky.
I don't know. They didn't buy enough Bitcoin when it was low. I don't know. They didn't buy enough Ethereum. You still have time to get that Ethereum. Go ahead. That's still in the waiting room, the all-time high waiting room. So there's still time. All right. And go jump into Pet Rock Life mini app. You'll see Bert. Go say hi to Bert. Chase him around. It's fun. All right, that's it for us. We will see you I will see you on Wednesday with Rachel, and you will see Adrian and I back next Monday. But we'll see you. We'll be back Wednesday. And until then, everybody, bye-bye.